This video is called Fitness for Beginners because I thought about all the things that I would have loved to be told when I started exercising, when I started to really take exercising seriously, and not all the bullshit that's online about, do stay hydrated, do all of this, do this. All of that is good. But I thought, if I started exercising today, if I started exercising this week, what would I like to hear simplified in plain, simple, understandable language? And I've narrowed it down to 3 points for you guys. So this is quite simply exercise for beginners. Okay, so let's dive right into it. I've made a note so that I don't forget. So the first one for me is set a goal. If you don't know where you're going, it's pointless. You're on a fool's errand. Yeah, you heard it. You're on a fool's errand, because especially when health and fitness is concerned. If you're somebody who's watching this today and you've started, or you're thinking of starting to exercise, the first thing I would advise you to do is to decide, why are you starting this? Why are you doing this in the first place? What's your why? Why do you want to exercise? So it could be the fact that that you want to exercise to lose weight, you want to exercise to look good, you want to exercise to add some lean muscle mass. Whatever it is, whatever your reason, you have to identify that reason first, because then, quite simply, what it does for you is you realize where you want to go, and you know where you're going. And so you can tailor everything else. You can build everything else around your why. Simple. So number one, find the reason. Number two is to prioritize your nutrition. Prioritizing your nutrition for me isn't eat lots of vegetables, drink water. No. It's the simple, basic truth that when you decide to exercise as a beginner, you have to understand that the things that you were eating, they're eating at 3 o'clock in the morning, they're eating heavy carbs, the mindless eating, the mindless snacking that you do. When you decide to start exercising, you have to also make a conscious decision to pay attention to what you're eating. I always look at the slogan when you see like alcohol adverts or billboards, and they always finish with drink responsibly. I think that as a beginner, when you start and decide to take your exercise and your health seriously, you should also learn to eat responsibly. I think you take that responsibility. So what I'm saying is that prioritizing your nutrition to you should mean that you start to take the responsibility, because it's your responsibility to eat responsibly. So whether that's drinking more water, doing away with the orange juice, doing away with the juice, doing away with the whatever it is, the excessive alcohol, eat responsibly, drink water. Portion sizes, that's a big one, especially in Nigeria. The portion sizes are crazy. So whether that's you halve your portions, whether that's you bring back when you eat your last meal of the day. So instead of eating your last meal of the day at 10, 11 p.m. at night, eat your last meal of the day at 7:30, 8 p.m. at the latest. Tiny little changes that makes a big difference as a beginner. And then finally, you want to make this thing a habit. So why do you want to make it a habit? So for example, I exercise every day, or at least 6 days a week, and I do it near enough at the same time of day every day, because there's something in your brain, there's something in the human brain where you don't want to break that streak. Once you get on that streak, once that it becomes a habit, especially with exercise, you don't want to break that streak. Think about if you've ever had an activity tracker, or you've ever had an Apple Watch, and it gives you that reminder of stand up or move, or you've been on a streak of 11,000 steps a day. When you have a day where you're 9,000, you're on a streak of 11,000 steps a day, 10,000 steps a day. You don't want to break that streak. So what do? You get up. Because it's become a habit, you make it happen anyway, even when you don't want to make it happen. And I think that's a good example, because so many of us have had an activity tracker. You know that feeling of, oh, well, this is a habit now. Well, I have to get up and walk up and down the stairs just to get to that count of steps that is normal for you, that is routine for you. So here you have it. Make it a routine, because the minute you make it a routine, take off. And as a bonus, if you can find somebody to do it with you, you go to the gyms. The reason why group exercises are the most common exercises is because you learn to bounce off each other. When you have somebody to do it with you, all of a sudden you're not so tired so quickly. You don't need that water. You don't need that extra 5 seconds of rest, because there's somebody else, subconsciously, who you're in competition with, healthy competition. So if you can find somebody else to get on this journey with you, even better. Whether that person is a spouse, whether it's a friend, whether it's a co-worker, just find somebody, make it group, make it fun. So here you have it. You've got my 3 things that you can do as a beginner to make it work for you. So first of all, let's recap. Set the goal. Number 2, prioritize your nutrition. And finally, make it a habit. See you at the next one.